Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Lawpath webinar. My name is Ryan Tan, and I'm here with the team at Lawpath. We're going to be going through an introduction to the Lawpath platform. So a lot of people on today's webinar, you've probably recently registered to the webinar or to the platform more so, and you're looking for a bit of help around, again, how do I use Lawpath platform? What do we do exactly? And how can we help you with your contract management and your legal solutions as well? So just while everyone is entering, feel free to pop in the chat. Let us know what industry you're from and which area you're in as well. I've just enabled the chat as well. So if there's any questions during the webinar, you can pop them in the Q&A box. You can also pop them in the chat box as well, and we will be more than happy to answer them. Okay, awesome. So just wait for everybody to join in on this one. Again, if you have any questions on the platform specifically, we'll be going through a comprehensive dive into the contract management solutions that we have through our legal documents. We'll also be going through our legal workflows and how we can assist with that. It's something that we're continually building out and a new feature that we have on our platform. In addition to that, we will have a special offer at the end for everyone on today's webinar. So thank you to Victoria. She is a fintech startup. Danielle from the beauty and aesthetics industry. Anton is in disability and aged care support. We've got Andrea, she's in the arts industry, dance and music theater. And Carol, thank you for joining in the visual arts industry as well. So it's great to have you all here today. And we do serve a lot of different businesses here at Lawpath. As you can see, a lot of people in the services industry, disability and aged care support, e-commerce stores. Stephanie's joined from Disability Support Services as well. So I've got Sarah in leadership coaching. So there's a wide range of industries here, and no matter what industry you're in, we can definitely assist your business in terms of contracts, workflows, legal and accounting advice as well. So just on to today's agenda, we're going to be going through contract management for your business. So we'll go through how you can do that with us, how you can use our e-signature feature, and more importantly, how we can be your end-to-end support for all your legal contracts, no matter what you need. We'll then go into personalized workflows. We do have 9 topics now that we've been building out. So we've got workflows on, say, hiring and firing an employee, hiring a contractor, setting up a family trust, registering a trademark, and collecting a debt. There's a few others there as well. So if these topics have ever come up for you and you need any help or support on them, it's a good bridge between getting, say, a lawyer and just using the legal documents. So we'll go through that in more depth after. I'll also go in through how to book in legal consultations. So, if you're on our legal advice plan, as it says there, we'll go through how easy it is to do that through the platform. And then again, we'll take any questions that you might have on the platform. So again, thank you for everyone who's popped your industry and what you're doing here. We've got Helen from the finance sector and Lilac in accounting and taxation. So I just wanted to do a quick overview, I guess, why we exist here at Lawpath and what our mission is that we help small businesses access legals that they need. We did a survey. We found that 80% of individuals and 87% of small businesses find it difficult to access the legal services that they need. Because again, launching, running and growing a business, it can be tough. There's a lot of things that you have to keep in mind, and legals is one of the things that you want to keep at the forefront of your mind from a compliance angle. Not necessarily only compliance, but you want to ensure that your contracts protect you and that you do have contracts in place as well. So from our survey, we found that there's a general perception of legals being inaccessible for businesses. They found it expensive, or they have this general perception that, it might take a long time, it might be complicated to access, and they just don't know how to go about it because, again, it's only recently that we've really come in with our contract management software and our workflows, and we've been able to revolutionize the industry of legal tech and assist small businesses to access their legal documents. So as it says there, Lawpath offers simple solutions to help cover the complex legal aspects of running a business. And this is great because it allows you to focus on growing your business and doing what you're passionate about. So on to the first one on contract management. Now, one of the platform features is our legal document library. Now, this is something that we're continually adding to We've got over 350 legal documents, and again, we just added about 6 or 8 of them last month, specifically around the NDIS space. So for those in aged care and disability support, that will be a fantastic suite of documents for you to look at. But in addition to that, you can also add up to 3 members of your team on your account to collaborate on these documents as well. Thank you to Mohammed, who's just joined as well. Thank you for posting in the chat. So again, not only can you create these legal documents, you can share them with your team. So I'll just pull up our Lawpath account and show you how easy it is to use our platform. Now, again, depending on how long you've been a client of ours, again, you'll see that we have 360 different legal documents here. So if we go on to create a document, as you can see, there's 358 right now, and we kind of break these documents up into the different subsegments that you see up the top. So we've got all documents if you want to complete and a comprehensive list. Again, you might be starting a business, or you might have a business, or even for those businesses who are online and they're working in the e-commerce space, we've got 53 documents for you. So everything to do with your terms and conditions, your privacy policy, all those different things. Maybe you have personal matters that you need to get filled, for example, like a will, or company documents like a bare trust deed. And then lastly, in terms of employment and HR, this is, again, a huge area that we help businesses out with. We've got heaps of documents here. So whether you're looking for, say, a casual employment contract, again, you might be looking for an employee handbook to put some policies in place. So again, we have all these documents, and through our legal workflows, we can direct you to the exact documents that you need, but more specifically from them, the workflows will ensure that you remain fully compliant as well from a legal standpoint. So I'm just going to open up the legal documents library here and just go through it. If you just give me 1 second, I'm going to log into my account. Okay, fantastic. So here in the Lawpath account, now if I go back to the document library, I'm going to demonstrate how easy it is to create a document with us. So let's say we're looking for an employment and a HR document. You might be looking to employ some of your staff in the business, and you want to put some documentation in place. So when we look at a full-time employment agreement, we have 2 documents here. Now, this is great because, again, depending on the business you're in, you may want a complex legal document, or you may want something more simplistic. So specifically for the full-time employment agreement, if you're just after something that puts the terms in place for the agreement, then you can look for the standard agreement. However, if you do want something that is a bit more comprehensive in its offering, we do have the long form agreement. So again, sometimes customers might say your documents are a bit complex or they're a bit basic. The good news is that we've got a choice on a lot of these documents, so you can choose what you like. And the best part of it is that as you go through the document and create it, it will ask you a series of questions, which will fill out the document for you, but it will customize it specifically for your business. So as you can see here, I'm in the employment agreement tab, and we've got this open here. So up the top, as you can see just briefly, there's a section to add a logo in and to add your company's name. So again, this is great if you're making a bunch of documents. You want to put your business's branding there to give it a bit of personality. You can do that, but more so you can pre-fill each document with your business's branding. So you don't need to continually add it all the time. You can add it once and it will pre-fill the documents for you. So here in this employment agreement, as you can see here on the left-hand side, it will ask you a bunch of questions to go through the agreement, and this will pre-fill it. So first question is, when will you be sending this letter? If we select today's date, as you can see, it's pre-filled it right through here. And even better than that is down the bottom, we have a tips and common answers section as well. This is fantastic because, again, sometimes when it comes to the more complicated questions, you might not know what to put, and it does give you some examples and pointers as well. So it would ask you, what is the potential employee's full name? You might key in the name. What is their address? Again, if you put something in, it will fill that out for you. You can select the state, and it makes it professional. Again, how do you wish to address the employee? So again, put their full name or how they wish to be addressed. And as you can see, as we keep going through these questions, it will walk you through what position are you offering, what will their duties and responsibilities be, the full name of the company, supervisor, and etc. As you can see, these questions kind of pre-fill it out. So you're not just getting templates, but you're getting a list of questions that make the document a dynamic document. So again, the point of it is you just fill out the questions on the left-hand side and it will pre-fill that document so it's legally binding and ready to be signed. Even questions like this, will the employee have a probation period? Based on your answer, if we select yes, it adds in a subclause around that. If we select no, it takes it out. So it's not just a template, but it will be customized for your business as well. What is the employee's probation period? You can enter it in there. If you do need legal advice, we do have some lawyers who can assist with that. So not only can they give advice on what you might be looking, such as say an employment agreement, but they can review the complete document for you as well. So that's something on our legal advice plan, which I'll get to towards the end. But if you do need questions or things answered while you're filling this out, that's what the legal support is for. Will they have a fixed term? So again, selecting yes, put something in place, selecting no, removes it. So again, simply just keep filling this out. Now, if you don't know the answer to a question, like I'm not answering every question here, as you can see, you can skip it by selecting next, and you can always come back to it. So this document will remain in your library as well. So as you can see, there's a lot of questions in this agreement, and the reason for that is because I selected the long form full-time employment agreement. But again, if you do want something that's a bit more simplistic, just to put something in place for the business without having all these complex terms around, say, like benefits and motor vehicles and entitlements and the like, you can select the short one. Again, if you have an employee share scheme, you're planning to raise capital or even put in an ESOP plan, this document does cater for that as well. Covers things like a shutdown period, etc. Now, even these questions here, how much notice will you give? Down here in the tips and common answers, it will either give you like common answers of 2 weeks and 4 weeks. Doesn't necessarily mean that that's specific to your business, but again, if you're looking for a ballpark figure to put in, it will guide you through that as well. Now, this is a really good part of employment agreements, is that a lot of the free ones you can get online. Sometimes they're not based on Australian law, sometimes they are, but the main thing specifically you do want to look at when you go through this is that it includes a confidentiality clause. It includes an intellectual property clause, so you retain your IP and the rights to it. Includes a non-compete clause, so your employees cannot go out and compete with you in business. And lastly, a non-solicitation clause, which is built into our agreements as well. So there it is. And then lastly, it will ask you which state's laws govern the contract. So a common question we get here at Lawpath is, do these agreements, are they going to work for me in my state? And the answer is yes. In all Australian states and territories, these documents are ratified for and legal to use. If you're using them abroad, they can be based on Australian law, but they are valid for use domestically. And then again, once you finalize the agreement, it will come up with something like this. So it'll be a lot more complete than the one that I've done. But for demonstration purposes, it will then complete the agreement here, as you can see. So you can scroll up and down and review it. And then the good news is that you can either download it. So if you do click here, you can download it as a PDF or a Word file. So this might be great if you're sending it to someone for review, or you simply want to print it out and keep it filed away. But even better than that, you can use our e-signature feature. So if you've finished the document, you're planning to send this out to someone, get them to sign it, for example, an employee that you're bringing on. And when they sign it, it is stored safely in the platform. So you don't have to worry about printing and scanning and copying the document. So to use the e-signature feature, it's as simple as just filling out the document, scrolling down to the signatory fields here, for example, here, and then you just click on add signature field and you drag and drop to where you'd like to sign as well. So as you can see, we've got a signature field, a date field, and a text field. This is for myself as the document creator. So let's say I wanted to add a date in, and maybe I wanted to add a text box in as well. I can put that here. And then if we look further down here, if you wanted to put, say, the signee of the document, you click up here, add signee, and then you just type in here that signee's name. Once you type in the name, you click confirm. And what that does is it sends an email out to that person requesting for their signature. And again, it prompts them to review the documents. So when we go down to the next signature box, you can select here between the document creator and the signatory of the document. So let's say I select them. I can then request that they put their signature here, they put their date here, and that they print their name with text here. And simply once that's done, I've selected the specific spots of where I want the document to be signed. If there's other spots in the document, for example, certain pages or certain clauses you want to get signed as well, you could always just go up anywhere on the document and add the signature and then request that they sign off on certain things as well. So once all of that's done, we click on review and complete, and you can type here a nice message for them as well. And this will be emailed out to them, prompting them to sign the document. They'll also be able to download a copy of this document and review it as well. But most importantly, this document will be stored within your legal document library. So if you have a few hundred employees or you have a lot of different documents, you can name it and store it in the platform so that, again, it's a one-stop shop for your legal solutions. So again, once they've signed it, you'll go back here to documents, my documents, and then it will be appearing up here. Once it's signed, you'll be able to click it and preview these signatures here as well. So that's how easy it is to create a document with us. Now, in terms of our legal workflows, I'll just go on to that one quickly. In terms of our legal workflows, we've got 9 of them, as I've said here. So they're on all different kinds of topics, and there's sub workflows as well. So if you're looking to hire an employee, again, set up a family trust, maybe even collecting a debt, this is something that you want to go about. You just click on the one that you'd like to do. And then the workflow will ask you a series of questions as well to understand what you're looking to do and to pre-populate those steps. So let's say we're going for a full-time employee and they're a permanent resident of Australia. Enter a name of this workflow. So again, if you have multiple employees, you might want to write down, this is for Steve. And then if you have a bunch of contractors, you can use that workflow to fill that out as well. So here on the workflow, it will pre-populate all the steps. So as you can see here in part 1, we've got a free ebook for you. So just to reiterate these workflows, they pre-populate all the legal steps, but also the non-legal steps. So for example, if you're looking to make an offer to your candidate, there's a bit of information. There's a free template as well. So you could copy and paste this into your emails and then send that one out. So it's good, bit of information on reference checks, etc. And then once you get to this, these yellow parts here, these are indicating that there's legal documents that accompany this workflow. So it's prompting me to create an employment agreement full-time. Now, if I click that one and click on create document, it takes me directly to the document. So there's no need to go manually search for it. It will prompt you on the exact document you want to get signed. Then it will prompt you to get it reviewed by a lawyer. So once you've completed the document in the account, you can click on book a call. And once that one is done, you'll be able to immediately attach the document through the platform and pick a time and date with the lawyers to review it. Send it for signature, which we've done already. And then apart from that, that ticks off the box for hiring the employee. But going a step further, if you're looking to put in place organizational policies such as an employee handbook, again, if you click this one, it will link you directly to that one. And it has about 15 different policies and procedures in place that you can, again, put your business's branding on and just fill out as well. And the reason that that's a separate part from the employment agreement is it allows you to make changes to your employee policies over the years. without needing to re-sign the employee agreements. So that's just another way that we add value and keep things simple. If you do put the policies in the legal agreement, it can create complexities. If you make changes, you need all the employment agreements to get signed again as well. And then lastly, there's a bit of information on tax and insurance setup. So a bit of information on, again, getting the superannuation and the TFNs done, as well as single touch payroll. So that's just an example of one of the workflows. Now, in terms of legal consultations, again, the first two steps are great. So you can create a document, get it signed, etc. The workflows can guide you in which direction to go in. But more importantly, this is where the legal consultations come in. And through our legal advice plan, our lawyers can review the contracts you've made on the platform. So again, just because you've got the documents done, they are legally binding and you can use them immediately. But sometimes you might want to run them over by a lawyer. And we do recommend that for a lot of these documents, especially employment agreements and the like, to ensure that you filled out, say, the award correctly and the rates of pay and entitlements, specifically when it comes to the long form agreement, when you have like motor vehicle allowances and things like that. So the lawyers can review them, and through the platform, you can book in legal consultations. So this plan does include unlimited 30-minute calls on new topics. So again, you might have 4 pages of an agreement that you'd like to get reviewed. And in that case, when you book in the consultation, you'll be able to do that immediately as well. So I'll just demonstrate this one on my account as well. Okay. Just going to get my other demo account set up. So here we are in the legal advice plan account. So once you've upgraded, this is what the platform will look like, and it will give you the ability to set up a call. So either we click through here on the legal advice and set up a call, or if we're in the workflows and we want to get a document reviewed by a lawyer and click that, it will also directly bring you to this. So if we click set up a call, it will ask you, do you want to speak with a lawyer or an accountant? We do have an accounting plan with chartered accountants as well. So if that's something you'd like to do, you can click that option. And then this is just to ensure that, again, this plan does cover business and commercial law. But if you're looking for specific niche areas of law, for example, migration or potentially franchising, etc., it's not covered within this plan. So that's just to signify that you understand and that it's a new matter. And also that you've got no consultations booked in. So it is unlimited calls, but again, it needs to be booked in 1 call at a time. So once all of that's done, you click continue and you just select the area of law that you're inquiring about. So again, let's say we're looking at commercial law. We just need to put in a brief description of what we're looking to do. So you might put down, please help review my employment agreement. Then again, put in as much detail as possible with this one, because it really helps the lawyers review what you're looking to do before the consultation so that they can get ahead of time. But more importantly as well, we do have a bunch of lawyers on this plan, and a lot of them specialize in specific areas of law. So again, we'll pair you up with the lawyer who's best suited to that. Again, once you've filled in the brief of 120 characters or more, you'll have an option to select a document for review. So you can either click here and select a document right from the library here. So again, it's a one-click solution. So you might have, say, a full-time employment agreement that's completed and that's done. And then again, you can enter in the page numbers. So if you have a longer document than, say, 4 pages, it's 8 pages, you might put in, you want to get 1, 3, 5, and page 9 reviewed. So simple as that to get the document reviewed. Alternatively, if you haven't done it on the platform or you've received a PDF from somewhere else, you can click upload your document and that will take you straight away to do that. Now, lastly, you just pick the date and time that suits you best. So as you can see today, there's no consultations, and tomorrow we're pretty booked out right now. But let's say we look into next Wednesday, we do have a bunch of times available. So you can also change this time zone to suit where you're based in. For people, say, in WA or different states, or even if you're overseas temporarily. So let's book in 1:30 for Sydney. And once that's done, it will just show you a review and confirmation of the consult. And once you click in book an appointment, you'll be sent a confirmation email, and that will be locked in our calendar, and the lawyers will give you a call then. So super simple. There's no need to call up and to talk to people and to wait on hold and any of that stuff. It's very, very easy to book that in straight through the platform. Now, in terms of our legal advice plan, I've mentioned this a fair bit, but again, the legal advice plan allows you to go through unlimited 30-minute calls every single month with our lawyers. So again, this is a really, really good feature to have, particularly if you're a business and you need help, whether you're just starting off and you want some help around compliance or understanding directors' obligations or employment, that kind of thing. Maybe you're a more established business and you're looking for a more proactive solution. So if you're looking for help with intellectual property or raising capital or any of those matters, again, that's what the legal advice plan is for. I'm just going to pull up our Accelerator program as well, because this is a really, really fantastic way to get more value from our plans. So I'm just sharing here the Lawpath Accelerator program on our legal advice plan. What this means is that, again, if you've got a reactive matter, you want to deal with it immediately, again, you can book a call in and say, I've got something that's happening. Can you go through this immediately? It's a pressing matter and I need it resolved within a week. That's great. But again, another way to use this plan is to use our Accelerator program, which is a more proactive stance and allows you to, again, get these 6 topics reviewed here. So again, if everything's well in the business, you might not necessarily think about these things, but the Accelerator program prompts you to consider them. So firstly, reviewing your business structure with a business structure lawyer. You might be a sole trader and looking to incorporate as a company or set up a family trust. Our lawyers can go through that with you. Topic 2 is around protecting your brand and your intellectual property with a dedicated IP lawyer. So if you're looking at trademarking, or maybe there's an infringement on your trademark or your IP, how that can be rectified. Topic 3 on auditing your employee agreements and policies. So this is a big one, especially with a lot of recent legal changes around, minimum wage, also awards, ensuring you're on the right award. So our lawyers can go through that. Topic 4 is on reviewing your supply and commercial agreements to ensure that they're compliant and that you're being protected. Topic 5 is on auditing your privacy and insurance policies, particularly if you're operating a global website with customers abroad and you're in, say, the EU. There's the GDPR privacy policy, which again, our lawyers can look over and ensure that you're compliant with that. And lastly, on topic 6, which is, again, how to get capital raising ready. And this is fantastic if you've got longer term plans or visions within the business to raise capital or raise investment, or potentially you want to sell the business to a family or friend or transfer the ownership. Again, getting the first 5 topics in order is very important and essential to ensuring that you can sell the business without a hiccup when that time comes. So this is the Lawpath Accelerator program for our legal advice plan. Now, I'll just share the accounting one briefly in case anyone's interested in this one. With the accounting advice, we do have a list of 6 topics specific to accounting that could be beneficial. So again, in addition to the consults that you get with our chartered accountants, you can talk about things like GST, how to use your accounting software, paying yourself as a director through the business and the like. But these are 6 topics to ensure that you're staying proactive throughout the year. So we've got topic 1 is on payroll processing and reporting, bit on tax minimization strategies and structuring. Topic 3 is a general review of your group structuring. So if you have multiple companies, again, how can you protect the assets, minimize the tax, deal with the IP as well. Topic 4 on, again, ongoing accounting and tax support. So if you need advice on bookkeeping, income tax, deductibility and deductions, again, it's good to go through that. Topic 5 on understanding GST and reporting requirements. And then topic 6, this is great. It's more of an internal accounting topic. So ensuring that you have the processes within the company to ensure that you're reporting and lodging on time for things like GST, PAYG, super, year-end tax, monthly reporting, and then lastly, ensuring you have budgeting systems in place so you can budget cash flow to meet liabilities as they fall due. So that's a bit of information on the Accounting Accelerator program, and both of these accelerator programs, they're coming complementary with the plan for now. So we may charge in the future for it, but we're just rolling it out, and we've had great feedback so far on this one. So that's our legal advice plan. Again, going back to the employment agreement and why it's so important to get legal advice is because, as you can see here, an employment agreement isn't just a contract that has the name and the pay and the signature. There's all these components of it that you want to ensure that not only you have in writing, but you verify with a lawyer to ensure that they're compliant and they can stand up in court. So got a probation period, understanding what are your minimum requirements with that, what's the maximum you can do. You don't want to put something longer than you're allowed to do. Leave entitlements. So firstly, what are the leave entitlements for the business and how can you, again, provision for them? Non-solicitation clause, like we talked about, job title and description, commencement date, termination conditions, remuneration, especially around termination conditions. If you're going through with a redundancy, there's a whole process that we'll be holding a webinar on next month, but there is a lot of steps you want to take to ensure that you're doing it in a genuine way, so it's compliant. Employment status, confidentiality, different clauses, obligations. Intellectual property is a big one. So this is a mistake that some businesses make, is that they forget to put provisions in for the IP, and therefore it can be a bit onerous to understand, or a bit ambiguous more so to understand who owns the intellectual property. So you want to ensure that you're retaining that, whether you're working with employees or even contractors, that's specific in writing. A restraint of trade clause, clauses of policies as well. So there's a lot of different parts of this agreement which we cover within our template library, but it's always a good idea to review this with your business. Again, you might have a more specific business that you're working in with proprietary technologies or patents, or if you're doing a more simplistic services business, you still want to ensure you've got these restraint of trade clauses, non-solicitation clauses, so that your employees don't go out and take your clients or compete with you as well. So frequently asked questions of our essentials plan, which is the documents library, is, again, a lot of people ask about the business branding. You can put your own business's logo in there and the details so that it looks a bit more personalized from your business. Again, you can access this year round. So the plan will give you 12 months access to go through everything. People also ask about e-signature. So with e-signature, not only can you sign documents you create through the platform, but in addition to that, you can also upload your own documents and get them signed. So again, I think the cheapest e-signature provider that we found recently, it's around $14 a month for 5 documents a month. So again, if you need an e-signature platform, instead of paying a third party for that, it's built into our platform for free within that cost, so that you can, again, sign your own documents. And then around the legal advice plan as well, there's the 4-page contract review limit as well. So you can get those 4 pages of your templates reviewed as well. So there's some of the FAQs. If there's any questions around the platform, feel free to pop them in the chat and the Q&A as well. So I've got a few questions here now. Stephanie has asked, are these documents able to be edited however you like, or just used as a template? So it's a really good question. The document library itself does allow you to make amendments to the contract. So if you wanted to type something in or amend it that's not in the list of questions on the side, you can also make those amendments as well. Again, if you do make the amendments, it's good to review it with a lawyer to ensure it's compliant, but there is the functionality for that. So Sarah has asked, is access to all of these resources available with the free Lawpath account or only paid? So good question. In terms of accessing the freemium account, which is the free account, you do get a token, one single token to redeem on any document in the library. So again, you can choose whichever document you want and go and create it. There is some limitations around downloading that as a PDF or a Word file, as well as a character limitation. I think it's around 50 characters. But it allows you just to test out and to preview the agreement that you want to see if it's going to meet your needs. When you get to the paid accounts, you have access to the legal workflows that I walked you through, and also unlimited access to all the different documents on the platform. The legal advice and the accounting advice plan give you consults and the Accelerator program as well. Okay, Lisa has asked, how does the free review of the 4-page document work? So in terms of the 4-page document review, this one is a feature available on our legal advice plan. So it's not a free feature, but when you're on the plan, you can get 4 pages of your documents or your contracts reviewed. Does this relate to review of one of your templates, or could it be any document? So the good thing is that if it's a legally binding contract in Australia and you've gotten it from somewhere else, you can get that reviewed as well on our plan. So it's not specifically limited to the documents you create from our library. Okay, Me has asked, if I want a contract I've constructed, reviewed, and it's more than 4 pages, what happens? So great question. In terms of this one, we review the first 4 pages or any 4 pages of the agreement you want to be reviewed. If there's 8 pages, so we'll get 4 pages done. And then if there's another 4 pages to go, the lawyers will provide you a fixed price quote to go through it. So the good news is that it's not a per hour rate, it's fixed price so that you have cost certainty and you know exactly what you'll be getting yourself into as well. Now, just on that topic of contract review, there is a few limitations of the plan. Things like franchising agreements, a shareholders agreement and a partnership agreement, and commercial lease agreements. As you can imagine, these are extremely long documents, which again need to be reviewed page by page. So we can't review these on the plan, but a lot of the other documents like employment agreements, again, the majority of the templates on there can be reviewed in the session with the lawyers. Okay, Amelia has asked, do you need an employee contract if you are paying your workers during the testing phase before launching a startup? So this is more of a legal question that I would definitely recommend you definitely speak to our lawyers about. There can be a lot of intricacies depending on what business line you're in. And again, I guess, is it an employee versus a contractor relationship? Are they volunteers? You know, what kind of contributions are they making? So it's quite a technical question. I really would recommend you speaking to lawyers about on our plan. Gail asked, is it possible to have a summary of the benefits of the paid program? So that's something that we'll have on the next slide with the plan summary. So we'll have all the features of each of the plans. Peter has asked, many of the contracts when downloaded to Word don't work properly using the current version. So I think this is to do with the page breaks or something to do with that. You can download it as a Word document. It does look good, but there is some gaps in it. It's something that we're aware of and we're looking into, but we do encourage people to use the online library to make your documents because again, it's very easy to use. There's a lot of different features in there and it might be smoother than using, say, Microsoft Word, but there is the optionality to have those documents in that format. Okay, cool. Peter, so if there's any specific queries, I guess, around that, definitely go on live chat on our website because, again, we are aware of the issue, but again, we're looking into it. Sometimes it can be a bit of a weird format. Okay. Is there an agreement form that caters to one-off contractor hire? So we do have a contractor agreement either for an individual or a company that you can use. So you can go check it out. You type it in the legal documents tab, Carol. Victoria, question regarding a letter of offer and employment agreement paid plan. So again, we do have the full employment agreement. I believe we have a letter of offer as well. So again, these are documents you can get again through having that paid plan, as you said. What else? Mohammed asked, how is this helping employers? So again, from an employer standpoint, it's really handy to have all the contracts in one place and to ensure that they're compliant. So if you have a bunch of full-time, part-time, and casual workers, in addition to contractors and subcontractors, it's handy to ensure they're compliant, they're in the platform. Again, you can send it out for e-signature. So instead of having to print each one, email it, upload it, it's a lot of manual admin work. It's a one-stop shop that you can click it and send it for e-signature, get it signed, and then store it in our platform. So it makes the employer's life a lot easier to do, but also from a compliance angle, ensuring that you keep up to date with legal changes. So again, if you have any questions around changing laws or awards, that's a big one, like which award is the correct award. You don't want to get it wrong, or having contractors when they should be employees and vice versa. Very handy to have that, as Fair Work can issue fines in the $1 million range for big businesses. So again, it's not something you want to risk. Okay, Victoria has a question here. It's quite long. Let's see. Okay, it's quite a long one, so I won't cover that in the webinar, but if there's any further questions, again, feel free to pop them in the Q&A in the chat. Someone asked, who was it? Gail asked for a list of all the features on the plans. So on the screen here, I've shared them out. You've got our Essentials plan, again, which lists it out, unlimited legal documents, PDF and Word format, unlimited e-signature, and you can also add in up to 3 team members. We do have a range of partner offers as well. So we have partnerships with MYOB for accounting, Canva, Airwallex, a bunch of different partnerships there, which can save you up to $10,000 across all of them. There's a legal advice plan as well. So again, everything in the essentials plan, but the on-demand legal advice with the unlimited 30-minute course with our lawyers. You can also review contracts up to 4 pages, like I discussed, and discounted fixed price quotes on contract drafting. So if you have an 8-page document, you could only get 4 pages done. You can get the other 4 pages quoted to you. And because you're on the plan, you'll be getting usually a 5 to 10% discount, depending on your quote. So we'll give you a discount for the remaining work. And then lastly, our legal and accounting advice plan as well. So this one, it's a bit of a jump in price because you are getting the unlimited accounting course with our chartered accountants. So again, huge benefits there. If you have questions around group structuring, paying yourself as a director, whether a transaction includes GST or not, you might be in a niche field like medical. We've had some clients in that space wanting to clarify if they're doing things properly from an accounting standpoint. So definitely valuable to have that as well. Now, we do have a range of offers on these prices, as you can see here. The essentials and the legal advice is billed annually. So it's given as a monthly price point, but we do bill for the year upfront. On the legal advice plan, we do have a monthly billing option as well, which we can discuss if you're interested. And then our legal and accounting advice is a monthly billing plan as well with an annual commitment. So in terms of the exclusive webinar offer for today, as you can see, we've got 25% off the essentials plan. So basically that's $100 off the annual price point. It's going to be about $25 a month or $300 a year. Our legal advice plan is 20% off. So you can get it for $100 a month, and we can arrange this on a monthly billing as well, if that's better for you. If you are interested in the offer, please type yes into the chat or the Q&A as well, and one of our team will reach out after the webinar. So again, if you are interested in the accounting plan, we do have 20% off that one as well, which we can arrange. But again, they're the 3 plans that we have. Now, if you're after a trial plan, you really love what we've shared today, but you don't necessarily want to pay for the year up front or put that annual commitment, we do have a 3-month trial plan of our legal advice plan and also the accounting advice plan. So if you are interested in that, type in yes, put trial there, and we'll reach out so you can jump on board, try out the platform without having a long-term commitment, and just really evaluate if we're a good fit for your business. So there's a few people typing in here. That's great. Now, again, any Q&A, feel free to pop them in the box. We've had some really, really great questions today. So again, hopefully it's answered, again, a lot of what you might have wanted to know about our platform. If you are an existing customer with Lawpath and you want to upgrade the plan, definitely you can pop that in the box as well. The good news is that you'll have some credits in your account, which we can use as a pro rata to offset any charges on the upgrade. So again, existing customers will be able to receive some benefits as well. So thanks for everyone who's popped in their interest in that one as well. I'll just go back to the offer page and I'll hang around for the next few minutes if there is any further questions on the platform. But again, if there's any feedback as well, feel free to let us know. A few people have reached out there about the Word document stuff. And again, I'll be here on this webinar. Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. It's great to have everyone here. So again, thank you for your time. Now, Sarah has asked for a repeat of the 3-month trial. So just to clarify, this is not a free trial. This is a paid trial, but it doesn't have an annual commitment. So what it would be a 3-month trial at a discounted rate on the legal advice and the accounting plan, and you would be able to trial it out. And that does include the essentials as well. So it's a 3-month trial. So 3 months overall, paid, not free. And you will be able to, again, access all the benefits of our essentials plan and our legal advice plan. If you do want to tack on the accounting plan, we can do that at no extra cost on the trial plan. But more importantly as well, this is billed monthly. So you don't have to pay the whole amount upfront. We can cater to monthly billing. So again, it could be fantastic if you have questions around like getting an agreement reviewed for your employment or these kind of things, but you might not feel that you need the plan for a year, or you might have uncertainty or whatnot. So again, this is the trial plan and it is fantastic. You do get full access to the Accelerator program while you're on the trial plan, and we can offer a free onboarding as well. So we do have a dedicated onboarding team who will reach out to you in group sessions, and they'll walk you through the platform just like I've done today. But again, if you have more specific questions for the account managers, they can guide you individually through how to use the platform, those kind of things as well. So that's pretty much the trial plan in a nutshell. Fantastic. I think there's a few more questions coming in. Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you everyone for your time today on this webinar. If you do have any questions, you can always reach out to us on social media, but more importantly, you can key in yes if you'd like a call back. Perhaps you don't want to call for some of our offers, but you have questions or queries on the platform, you can still type in yes, and we'd love to reach out and walk you through the platform specifically. So again, thank you for everyone for attending the webinar today. I'm going to make a note of everyone who's interested in a callback, and you'll receive that from myself this afternoon as well. Thank you for your time, everyone.